Now, those remarks sparked a backlash. Initially, TV station owner Nexstar pulled Kimmel off its ABC affiliates. Then, ABC suspended Kimmel. In full disclosure, Nexstar has proposed a purchase of media company Tegna, and Tegna is the parent company of 12 News. So let's take a legal deep dive into this. Joining me now is attorney Josh Colesrud. Josh, critics are arguing this is freedom of speech. Did Kimmel really have a right to say what he wants versus his employer to do what they want?
Well, he's in a unique position because he's a public figure, and of course he has the right to say anything under the First Amendment. So there's actually two questions here. Was he fired or was his show canceled organically? That is, was it the outrage that was involved because of his statements? Was that the reason for it? Or number two, was it because the Trump administration, through the FCC, threatened to pull the FCC license from the ABC affiliates? Because if that's the case, there could be some First Amendment issues. Okay,
but again, when your employer and by the way, he wasn't fired technically. I mean, the show was pulled indefinitely is what we're reading into this.
Of course.
But, what about the employer having their right to do what they want?
Sure. So there's two ways to look at this. Employers either have at-will employees where they can terminate them for pretty much any reason, or it can be what's called for cause, which means that they can only do it if the employee's actions are egregious enough that it would yield or result in a firing. And if that's the case, there would certainly be some due process rights.
Okay. So, and in this case, again, indefinitely, and I want to go on to social media here, because a lot of people have been fired because of what they post on social media. What about that?
So when anybody posts on social media, it's a public forum. It's like going into a crowded theater and yelling something at the top of your lungs and everybody looks at you. So when you post something on social media and your boss sees it, that could give him reason or cause to fire you. And the issue, though, is are you an employee at will or are you an employee for cause? If you're a for-cause employee, and it should stay in your contract, you should have some due process rights, and it's much harder to fire you.
Okay, what about when it's public versus private accounts? Because people think, oh, well, you know what, it's private. This is closed off to the public.
So once it gets to your boss's desk and he sees the conversation, it could lead to a firing or a termination if you're an at-will employee. Again, if you're an employee that is for cause, however, it would be much more difficult to fire you. But it is a fireable offense nonetheless.
Okay. All right. Bottom line, basically be careful before you say or post something.
If you don't want it on the front page of the New York Times, don't post it.
All right. Josh, thank you so much for that. Troy?